What's up, Rubits? Little Big Robots with a quick video today. I am going to be talking today about just something kind of fun, and that would be Papercraft, robots, spaceships, whatever. Papercraft is essentially what it sounds like. It's things built out of paper, and you have stuff that's just as simple as something like this. In a book like this, then you could have way more complicated stuff like this ad I'm working on. That require a little glue and stuff, and or require a little more finesse with folds and stuff. But what's really cool about paper as a medium for building robots is that you can get really, really complicated. You can do something simple like this. This is just flat, basically, a box, and I used a little glue and whatever, and the legs literally slide on and off. That make a kind of a fun little piece. It's good for a kid or whatever. But you can get much more complicated as well. You can build kind of, again, flat kind of looking ones, but you can build stuff that, even just from a mile distance, look much more complicated. And so what I recommend you doing is I always go to half-price books. You might go into like a Barnes & Noble or something, look into their discounted section, and Papercraft is a really common book type that you'll see in clearance because it's crafty and stuff. It's popular, but they often, because I think it's kind of inexpensive, they print a bunch of these things, they sell them at a relatively inexpensive price anyway, and then you get they go half off, and I think this was like, look at that one. I think it was like $8 or something like that. Now I've got a whole bunch that I can build over time, put on the shelf, use for screenshots, whatever, or I could do like use it to build like a little army, of crafted robots, And as you can see, the details on them are always really cool looking. They have a nice look, and it's just kind of a fun, different thing to do. When you get into more complicated models, like the Star Wars one, again, I get at half-price books for probably, $8 or $10. You get into really, really cool stuff like the Slave One, TIE Fighter, bomber thingy, Rey's vehicle there, and the instructions are basic. Like this one, the shuttle, I really want to build. That's made for paper stuff. The instructions are really basic, so they're not the greatest instructions in the world. They had to kind of fit them all in there. They're also not all the same scale, which is unfortunate. You got this at this size, and then you got Slave One that's larger, so they're not the same scale. But as you can see, what's cool about it is you get a nice print of the details of the vehicles. So often Papercraft will have really nice textures and stuff, to build these really cool little vehicles. Look at that little R2, see? Little R2. Where's the R2 unit? I'm looking. Oh, that is him there. I guess he's gonna fit. Is this him here? Anyway, he probably fits in a little slot there or whatever. So, there's the skiff that Jabba flies on, and see how much smaller it is. So again, not everything's the same scale, but these are even good for, you could use them for tabletop gaming. You could use them for toy photography. There's the Death Star, which is not going to come out that round, but still, it's kind of cool. So Papercraft is if you keep an eye out for these books, just Google them. Go into, like I said, half-price books or Barnes & Noble, and look in their section. It'll often be in the crafts and stuff section. You'll often find some really, really cool stuff. I think I already showed this one, but these are basically it's just a book. Again, I think I got this for like $6. A book of black and white Victorian, or what is this called? What would that be called? New England, whatever style houses. And you've got an entire town here that you can paint, just color with, pencils and stuff, colored pencils or whatever, watercolor, whatever. And then you've got that scale, what would that be, like HO scale or something? I'm not sure. What would that be? 1/60th, 1/144 scale, something like that. That you could use these again in tabletop gaming. You could just make a cool display out of them. But you get some really, really neat textures and stuff. But it also kind of shows you how a lot of these kits go together. And so if you want to make your own, paper is a great way to get into crafting your own bots and stuff. Like, for example, here I have taken, I went to a local Michael's, never Hobby Lobby, don't go to Hobby Lobby, and I bought I think it's 100-pound weight, kind of Bristol board lightweight plain paper. You can also get it in different colors as well. I like white because I'm going to do black and white stuff generally. But you can see how easily I could come up with something like that. You can even reverse engineer something like that and improve on it. And this is a great way to create temporary models. Let's say you're doing a layout and you want to, show where everything's going. Paper is a great way to do that, but that stiff board will do it. You get great big ones like this, which I have had for now 2 years or something. I really need to build this. But as you can see, it is huge, huge. And the instructions on it are quite whack. They give you some nice history of the Titanic. It's really, really cool. I love the cross. I always love cross section, but the instructions are really pretty intense. So this is something I've been putting off for a while. I might do a little bit. Anytime you see actual rigging you've got to do, it's a little worrisome. But in the end, you do get a really, really cool paper model. But again, this kind of shows you what paper can do. It could do some amazing stuff. Case in point, I got this one for a few bucks. And it basically is a working paper clock. Now, I don't know if it's actually going to work or not, because your cutting and stuff can really, look at all that you've got to cut out. That's a bit intense, but I think it would be worth, so you can occasionally see somebody got something in it, that's why it's on discount, some kid spilled something on it. But if it works, even if not, it's just an interesting, look at that kid, that's me, my nice feathered hair, building this little, but look at what it makes. Even if it doesn't work for $5 or whatever, you get an interesting look at what paper can do as far as that sort of thing. So, but for robots, it's fantastic. It makes great, fantastic fun models like this. So yeah, go if you're ever in a Barnes and Noble or Half Price Books, like, why do I keep hitting the camera? Pick you up something like this. You get some really, this is a world, Papercraft is a world that once you really get into it, oh my goodness, my dog is just going nuts. It's a great medium for creating bots and stuff. Anyway, thought you might like that. Have a good day, everybody. I'll talk to you later. Bye-bye.